How do things like oil prices affect your Roth IRA? Hey, it's John from Financial MD. Welcome to today's Didactic Minute. Today we're in the studio, aka my home office, and talking about how things like oil prices or AI or energy or any of those things actually affect your Roth IRA. Because again, my job here is to be on your social media feed and to talk against a lot of the other things on your social media feed. So I want to be the guy that as you're scrolling through and sitting on the toilet and doom scrolling and flipping through videos that you should be watching for 60 seconds, but you watch 5 seconds and determine whether it's something you should continue with or not, then you move on. You're still picking up information, and much of it not great information. So what I want to talk about today is why those things really serve you no benefit. And you already know this, but my job is to talk to young doctors today and say why that has no bearing on your Roth IRA. Now, does it? Yes. In the short term, yes. You're going to see some ups and downs, and you probably hold some sort of energy stock if you got the S&P 500 index. And if you have more questions on that, look it up on our site. You can see what the S&P 500 means, what index funds are, and what they actually have inside of them. But think of it this way. There's oil companies that are affected by oil prices. In an S&P 500 index fund, there's several oil companies. And then think of it this way. Every other company is affected by oil because they're transporting, they're using petroleum. There are all these other things that are derived off of oil. So you're going to see that impacted. When we have events like this, market dips, market goes up, whatever, my job here is to bring you back to center and remind you that these do not change your financial trajectory. They do not change anything that you should do inside of your Roth IRA. If you're a young doctor watching this, which I hope that you are, I want to cut to the chase and tell you the truth. You're going to see your Roth IRA go up and down. That is a good thing. And you're going to hear stuff in the news that you need to disregard. And sometimes you just need to shut it off. And sometimes you take a social media break. And this is John talking to you from social media, that saying sometimes take a break from me and us and all the others who are putting on TikTok and Instagram and blah, blah, blah. And so we've got to filter those things and understand what really applies to me. What are things that I need to do something about or take action on, and what things do I not need to? And the answer is pretty much never. Are there things that you need to take action on? Now, there are things in your own life that may mean you need to take action. Case in point, you transition to practice. Yep, you need to take action. You need to start saving more. You got to switch to a backdoor Roth. You got to max out your 401k. You got to do all those things. That's where those things impact your finances. Getting close to retirement. Yep, that changes what you should do. I paid up my loans and I have more surplus. Yep, save more. You're going to find that my answer, and pretty much the only thing you should ever change, is either invest more or start thinking about retirement. A lot of other things just don't change and don't impact you. So I want you to watch the news, listen to it, scroll, whatever you do, whoever you want to pay attention to and get entertainment from, and filter it through our instinct as humans. Our evolutionary instinct is to protect ourselves. So when we hear things that can be alarming and we think may be dangerous, because that's what news and social media thrives on, we have to check ourselves and think, okay, how does this impact me long term? It doesn't. And pro tip, if it's some kind of economic factor news that makes your Roth IRA go down by 5% or 10%, awesome, put more in. If you've got a brokerage account, awesome, put more in. That's good news. So bad news for other things, the economy, the world, is often good news for you. You can do what we call buy the dip. Look it up. So if you got questions or you want to argue with me, post down below, comment, make sure that you like and subscribe this so that this gets to you in a timely fashion. And this gets to other young physicians that need to hear this and stop wasting money on dumb decisions. It's John from Financial MD. We'll see you next time.